Hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, Glasgow Red Chart just popped in. Glasgow Red Chart, Liverpool. You know what? Yeah, guys, you're welcome to the show. Today's show, of course. I own this show together with Onome. He has a different name on his on his Onome. You have what? Let's go, boys. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I just make up
See
names, to be honest.
the cockiness of this Man City fans, yeah. Just look at what he put. Well, I don't want to talk too much before they say
I'm
I'm
talking
biased.
about the panel.
Before they
Let's
say
go,
I'm
boys.
biased,
The panel.
bruv.
Let's go, boys. The panel. Let's go, boys. It's not all about Man City.
Oh, okay. But we all know it's all this Man City kind of,
We ain't even started, bro.
shenanigans to,
We ain't even started.
but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Phew.
Hey guys, you're welcome to the show. Yeah, today, of course, is the Kops, Pensioners United, and Guns Premier League show. See, yeah, this show just started last week. We had such a banger last week. The views was my highest views last week, and of course, this week again. But Baz is, I don't feel Baz is feeling fine. So I have my brother Glasgow Red Charts to cover for him, and of course, this show is run by me and Onome. So Onome is a co-host of the show. Actually, he'll be running the show today. So Onome, you're welcome to the show, man.
Questions. What up, guys? What up, guys? They found me. They
found you, right? And of course, I also have see here, guys. No introduction. This guy, the best. I don't want to tell you more about him. You know him already. CFC OG. Big ups to you, my brother.
Big up, man. Big up. I'm not the best. Not yet.
Not the. You guys are 10th, right? Some points near to relegation battle. But you guys just brought in JoaoFelix, and every Chelsea fan is gloating. You will tell us about all this.
I like how you say his name, JoaoFelix, like the Portuguese.
Okay, and of course I got my brother, MUFC Global, Toby. What's up, my brother?
Yeah, I'm good. Always a privilege, a great experience being amongst, fantastic lads here. It's an honor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Big ups. And of course, I got Glasgow Red Chart TV. My brother, what's up, man?
All good. Thanks for having me on, Tony. Always pleasure to be on your show.
Sure, man. See, we'll be talking about that Brighton-Liverpool game. I really think that Brighton will run circles around you guys at home. But let's see. Onome, take up the show. Let's see where you start from, man.
Obviously the big news, Felix, Chelsea signing him. What do you guys think? Because it just seems to me that, his name is popped up, another name that's popped up. Arsenal wanted him. It's a chance for Chelsea to be able to get him. We could do with that kind of player. Is he really needed? Per se, because for me they got a lot in the wide options. What they really need is that central striker. Is he really needed, and what is he going to bring to this Chelsea team? Because you can't. I know players are injured right now, but you just can't go and sign players because players are injured. Because what I see now is when all these players are fit, where are they all going to play? Like you're going to have a lot of players strolling into that training ground and that. On a match day, for example, and you can't fit them all in. I mean, yes, even with the injuries, you still had a very, in my eyes anyway, a strong 11 in the second leg in the home game that you just played against Man City. I thought that was, if you go,
I disagree. I'm sorry, man, because we had some players I didn't even know existed, bro. I don't know who's Humpty Dumpty Humphreys in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my thing is this, right? My thing is this with that, right? Thiago Silva is 38 years old. At some point, you have to rest him. So if you're telling me that Humphreys can't come in and do a good job, which I thought he didn't actually do that bad, then when are you going to rest Thiago Silva? He's 38 years old.
Okay, if Humphreys was in the fantasy football league, he would have had -1 points. He conceded 4 goals. He's terrible. Let me go hit back here. Look, Felix, Just today, everyone said something different. You say he's a winger. You called him a striker right in the beginning, Tony, and I thought he's a Kaká midfielder sitting right behind. I mean, where does he even play? Where does he even play? He's multi-attacking, but he doesn't really do, a job so well that we go, yeah, he's a winger. When he played against Morocco, when I last saw him play against Morocco, we kept him quiet. We kept him quiet, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't that impressed. I was thinking, oh, we're signing this guy. But as you said signing. Luckily, he's not a signing. Thankfully, he's not. Because if he flops, get out of here. It's that simple.
Yeah, I think it's a smart move.
I like that.
Not just for you guys. I think it's a smart move for every Premier League team who kind of had them in their mouth. A Man City, a Man United, or whatever. They're gonna watch and go, okay, what is he really doing? You know what I mean? Even though he's playing, he's playing for Chelsea, what is he really doing? So everybody kind of has a chance to have a look at him and say, okay, would he fit my team? It seems to me that he would fit a team. Not that I want him at Man City, for example, but he would fit a team like Man City where nobody has a position and everybody can play everywhere. Do you know what I mean? You might think we have 2 players per position, but actually the fact is we have 3 players per position because we have so many players that can play in different positions where he can just fit in that front line and stuff. But I don't think Chelsea has the fluidity for him to actually do that. So it's going to be interesting to see. What do you guys?
So if he does that at Chelsea, he could definitely do it anywhere. Basically, that's what everyone's thinking. If he does 15 GA at Chelsea, he'll double that whether he goes Arsenal, Man City, etc. So I still think we could be open for a bidding war if he does do banging. Unlike Zakaria, who's our option to buy, if he does, Zakaria done bits of it against you, man. First game, we can get him. There's no bidding war involved. Bless, I like that. But this brother just signed a contract extension with Atletico, and we don't have option to buy. So that does open a whole can of whoop ass if he does well. But boy, man,
what do you think his strengths are? What's his strengths? What do you think? What do you think? Because if you go through players, right? Like for me, this is how I kind of know a good player, right? If you name a player, for example, if I tell you a player, for example, you'll be able to tell me his good parts. If I say Kevin De Bruyne, you'll be able to tell me 1, 2, 3 good things. DJ Drogba. When I say JoaoFelix, what can you tell me?
You're right, because I can't say he's excessively fast. He hasn't got the skills to make men look stupid. He doesn't do that. His finishing is meant to be clean, but if you look at the stats, his finishing is on Timo Werner or Chelsea levels. It wasn't that great as well. So it's a whole I just don't see it. You said Drogba, aerial beast, free kick master, saying turning brothers like there's no tomorrow. Saying KDB's a set piece master as well. He whips them in from halfway. He'll play long balls. I can't name what Felix is good against. When I watched him last live, I watched full 90 minutes of him. I thought Morocco made him look pedestrian. I thought we made him look average. I thought he'd be a fast winger. This guy wasn't taking on anyone. He was slow as molasses. I don't know what to expect from him.
That's how I sometimes.
He's Kaká. He's a young Kaká. I'm like, no, he may look like Kaká, but he ain't gonna play like young prime Kaká.
That's how I kind of judge players sometimes, to say, okay, once you name a player and you see a player, you should be able to tell me, oh, this and this and this. And when you name his skill sets, then you'll be able to say, oh yeah, those skill sets is needed at Chelsea. We can add them to it and stuff. Like if I was to say I give you a Bernardo Silva in your team, for example, his skill set, and you go like, yeah, we need a Bernardo in that midfield, for example.
He's a super playmaker.
I mean? So it's like, what does he really bring? Was he a signing that they're just trying to prevent Arsenal from getting? Because I see him fitting into an Arsenal team better than the Chelsea team, where they're more fluid up that top, and do you know what I mean?
I think Man United were closer just because Arsenal were we're not playing. The amount we paid is almost like a signing. The wages and the 11 mil is so close to a signing.
Yeah. It is a signing. I mean, 11 million for 6 months or 4 months, whatever it is.
And I think they're going to cover his salary for the month,
for the full. Yeah, the full. We're covering everything. 230k a week, all of it covered by us.
That's a lot. I mean, what do you think, my man at the top? What do you think about the signing?
I feel like people are telling me, "Oh, this is Potter's guy. Now we could judge Potter." I'm like, nah, this is definitely we threw shit at the wall and hope it sticks.
Yes,
we're just trying. We're just hoping. There's no concrete thing that he's supposed to do. Like, people tell me he's meant to kick out Havertz. People tell me he's meant to kick out Mount. People tell me he's meant to play in the wings because Rich Sterling's injured. I'm like, someone give me a straight answer that everyone agrees on. Everyone's giving me different opinions, and it all sounds a bit like BS to me. Nothing concrete. Until we see, I'm not going to judge him yet, but I ain't expecting nothing. Like, I'm not expecting much. I'm still looking forward to Zachariah playing more minutes.
Yeah, it's a very interesting. What do you think, Glasgow? What do you think?
I totally agree with everything OG said there. I don't see where he works in this Chelsea team. I don't understand why Chelsea even went after the guy in the first place. Now, I was on the phone I was talking to Chelsea down last night in deals. Them guys said he's going to come in and he's going to bang goals. The guy scored 25 goals in 4 seasons. 25 goals in 4 seasons.
Yeah.
So I don't understand where these Chelsea fans are getting this delusion from that he's going to come in and start banging goals, because he's not that kind of player. I think there's such hype around it. But what I don't understand is why there's so much hype around this guy. And if he was that good of a quality of player, why is Atletico Madrid let him go? Atletico Madrid aren't stupid. They're not going to let a player of that talent go if he is got that kind of talent.
Everyone keeps saying Simeone. I'm like, there's more to it than just one guy's name.
Well, why, if it's down to Simeone, then why did Luis Suarez become top goal scorer at Atletico Madrid? Why did why did he go forward class striker Real Madrid? I don't get it.
Do you know what I think about it as well? I think he's made the move he made to Atletico Madrid. That move was the wrong move, in my opinion. I think it was the wrong club. It was the wrong move. I don't think it was a well thought of. You know how Haaland, for example, his path have been created for him. They know the next club. They watch the club. They know the style of play and stuff. Is he going to fit in there and all that kind of stuff?
Sure.
I think they've just gone, boy, they've bid 120 whatever million. You're going to get 230,000. Let's go. He's Atletico. They play in the Champions League. I don't think he fits that team or suits that team.
As for me, I don't think it's about Atletico Madrid, Onome. I don't think it's about Atletico Madrid. I think I might think it's the way Diego Simeone sets up his team.
Yes,
I think that's the problem. The way he sets up his team doesn't allow JoaoFelix to perform at his optimal level. If he did play for maybe another coach, it would have been maybe quite a more different story. Maybe if he played for a coach like Ancelotti, who knows how to
play for a different coach. It's called Portugal.
Who knows how to slot into slots players, different players with different skill sets into different and manifold kind of ways of attacking play. I think you would have performed more with a coach like Ancelotti. But again, is Atletico a big club? Yes, Atletico is a big club. Is that the kind of club that he should have gone to? I really do think so. But I just really think that him and Diego Simeone don't see eye to eye. And Onome, you of all people, you're a former footballer. If a coach doesn't have, his full trust with you and doesn't give that to you, you won't perform at your optimum level, right?
Okay, so my point is, right, I agree with everything you say. What I'm saying is that first move when he was high, that teenager that everybody wanted and that.
Big up Mitchy boy, big up Chelsea Dan, ends man, big ups to you.
The first move to Atletico Madrid was the wrong move, because you talk about Diego Simeone. They know Diego Simeone was there. They see his style of football already. He's not changed his style of football. They know his style of football before they went there. Was he going to fit in there? That's up to the interpretation. So for me, that first move to that club is the wrong move. I thought he should have gone to. It would have prospered more in the last 2 years, right? It would have progressed more in the last 2 years if he went to a different club, right? And then you're now talking about, do you know what I mean? Rather than he's gone there and it's not quite worked out and stuff. And obviously now he's like, oh, Diego Simeone doesn't set up well. Well, Diego Simeone doesn't set up well. He signs a certain type of player. Every manager signs a certain type of player that suits him. Why do you think that Mudryk guy wants to come to Arsenal so badly? Because he sees the style of play. It's something that suits him. And he thinks, you know what? I can thrive in this team. If I go to this team, I will kick on in this team. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why he wants to come there so much.
But again, the style of play of the coach also does matter. How the coach sets up does matter. Of course, he's a winger. Mudryk is a winger. When he sees wingers on the Arsenal shirt or on the Arsenal front, Martinelli is doing quite well this season. Saka is doing quite well this season. Okay, good. We might still put the jury still out for our striker, Jesus. But again, in that Arsenal team, Mikel Arteta has been successful in making his wingers perform at optimal level. So, of course, if Mudryk is looking at it from the outside, he would say, you know what, yeah, maybe the strikers are not really playing quite well or are not getting their desired results. But the wingers, of which I'm a winger, are getting results under the setting coach, under Mikel Arteta. Is it the same thing with the other team that was going out for me? That's Chelsea Football Club. The answer is no. Their wingers are not having joy. So, of course, if you're a winger and you're thinking of choosing a club, you would look at the club that will best suit you and the coach. If the coach is really that kind of coach that will trust you and help you grow in your position in the team.
But I don't think he's a winger because he did only Portugal he played in that position and he flopped for Portugal.
No, but he still got some few goals in the World Cup, right? It's not like he didn't score. He did score some goals in the World Cup, right?
Leao got better goals and assists and played a very few minutes. If Leao played like JoaoFelix minutes-wise, he'd have probably had double. To be honest, I wish we got Leao, the better Portuguese than him, but I digress, yeah. Because he had one good 4-month period at Atletico, if you look at his stats. One good 4 months. And he played right behind the striker, Yeah. I don't get why Simeone brought him. You had Diego Costa, you should have got another one. Why did you get this slim? This guy belongs in Juventus or something where they get easy goals and then he can move to a big club. I agree with you, Noah. He should have never gone to Atletico, man.
Yeah, for me, that's where the initial problem was to go to Atletico, because I look at that Atletico team. He's all rah 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 and passion, and all the fans get behind you. So it's not football. We played them in the Champions League last season. It was just appalling. It was just like, oh my god, is this really football? But yeah, I'm going to move on for that topic, and I'm going to talk about Manchester United, right?
Yeah, Toby, MUFC, you have to be alert on this one.
Yeah,
of course, it's Manchester United versus Manchester at Old Trafford.
I'm coming straight to him. Man United right now, right, have got to be taken seriously. And we talked on this show before when I said about Newcastle's chances of making top 4, and I was saying look, the likes of Man United and stuff, they are big clubs. They know how to win. They know how to finish in those positions and stuff. Man United right now, they're on very good form, right? Rashford is just, boy, I don't even know what to say about the guy. I'm so happy for him and how well he's doing, because I remember the Rashford that made his debut against City and he scored those 2 goals and you're thinking, wow, something's happening there. And then he went on to sign contracts upon contracts upon contracts. He's one of the top end players now, but he hasn't really produced the form he's producing now, right? And the Man United now just looks like they can beat anybody on their day, right? You got City at the weekend, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we know how the first game went, but this is your home. This is.
You have to gloat about it, Honor man.
We're not
to gloat?
Can I?
Do you have to gloat about it?
This is your home, and this is you guys on amazing form. Right, your form right now is really scary for anybody. It seems like anything Rashford touches is a goal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think of your team right now and your chances of not just making top 4? I'm going to throw something in there right now because the fixtures we have, the next 2 fixtures for Arsenal and Man City, the whole table could look completely different. We could be throwing a Scrabble piece on the board right now and trying to arrange what we're trying to arrange, right? Because if City was to lose 2 games in a row, Man United win 2 games in a row, completely different table, right? And Man United are playing against City, and I think they're playing Arsenal, right?
Yeah.
If Arsenal was to win 2 games in a row and City lose 2 games in a row, they go further up. If City was to win 2 games in a row and Arsenal was to lose 2 games, the whole table could change. And there's somebody in this in this race here that people are not really taking serious, and that's Man United.
Yeah.
what do you think your chances are by next weekend to be even closer than people think?
You know, it's all about taking the game, you know, bit by bit. You know, we played Charlton, I think yesterday,
Anfield Rods, big ups to you. Andrew
and
Bell, who just came in now, big ups to you. I need to see you on the Gunners and Mag show, Andrew Bell. We need to have that show, man. We didn't have it this week, but we need to have it somewhere to put it in space this week. But let's see. I will give you a call and see what you think. Yeah, continue, UFC.
all right. So, like I said, it's about taking it bit by bit, game by game. You know, like what the manager always say, and aside what the manager says, is what is normal for every football player. You know, you take it game by game, and judging by the fact that we played City and lost 6-3 in the first leg at the Etihad, I think
Woo.
after that loss, you know, truth be told, it's obvious there have been improvements, and it seemed, you know, the whole squad and the team, they've gone back to their drawing board to ensure that, you know, they maintain consistency, because I actually think consistency has actually been Manchester United's greatest problems, you know, and run of games. You know, when you play games, when you win games, it gives you confidence. It boosts your morale. You know, if you know what I mean, it boosts your morale and all of that. So, and Manchester United at this point in time, we have that. You know, we have what it takes. We have that in our at our arsenals right now. We play City on Saturday, and Marcus Rashford on form. There are a lot of instances, or there are a lot of factors, you know, that one can actually take and say, okay, we can get something out of the match. You know, Rashford is in scrutinizing form right now. You know, you look at our defense. Defensively, we've been spot on. You know, we've been keeping some clean sheets of late, coupled with Old Trafford. I remember on this show, I made mention of Old Trafford becoming a fortress, which Eric Ten Hag is trying to make. You know, he's trying to make of Old Trafford. So it's definitely not going to repeat itself, and the players themselves know. You know, there are a lot of things. You look at Manchester United of previous seasons, and you look at Manchester United of this current season. There's a whole lot of difference, and there's a whole lot of things to be positive about. You know, form. When a player is on form, with the right energy, with the right atmosphere, trust me, you will get a lot. And Rashford, all eyes are on Rashford right now. But you look at some other players, you know, they are not really. The spotlight is not actually on them. And you look at. I'm sure the manager would have told them, and they know within themselves that, you know, we have a high chance, and I've said it before, and I've told some few persons, we are in a title charge or in a title race, but it is on code.
Oh my
It
gosh.
is on code, because you cannot see the truth is the games Manchester United used to we do lose to the smaller teams in quotes. You know, if you want to win it, if you want to win the league, the key to winning the league, you know, when you are able to get 3 points, you know, you grab points from these lesser teams or these small teams, and it seems, you know, we've been getting those, and it boosts your confidence. Yeah. So going into this Manchester derby, the lads know if we can actually get the 3 points against Manchester City, there is a high chance that we can seal our spot in the top four. I know most people will not see it as a reality, but trust me, this is Old Trafford, and for the past 5 games on a stretch playing at home, you know, we've shown resilience, we've shown that passion, we've shown that determination to win games. You know, when you adhere strictly to the rules, to the game plan, and of course, the players, they have a manager who can actually, you know, ensure that results. You know, he's a strict disciplinarian. He has a good tactical prowess,
Can I
and
interject? Yeah?
Gloat.
No,
Yeah.
don't ask
Gloat.
good.
So
Don't
my
ask
thing, my
good.
thing is right. My thing is right. Like I said before, right. Like I said before, going into this round of fixtures, these next 2 games, right? It's so vital. right? I think whatever in those three teams come out with 6 points. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, obviously, both teams, all teams can't come out with 6 points because we play against each other. But whatever team come out with 6 points in these games, that's going to be a huge, huge confidence booster for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like I said, if Man United gets 6 points out of this game, they've taken points of City and they're taking points of Arsenal. So that
we
puts
play
them
Crystal Palace too. You know, we play Crystal Palace in between.
That puts them in good stead. So I can't, you know, I think Pep talked about the chasing pack and the Wolves chasing, you know, the top, right? It reminds me of a story, right? I'll tell you guys a story, right? And very soon it's going to be a reality for Arsenal. It's always a reality for the top teams. It was a reality for us last year as well, right? When I was in Nigeria, right, and you know this very well, when I was in Nigeria, right, I got bitten by a dog, right, on my bum, right, on my bum. And it was just kids playing about. We know where the dog was. We went to the next compound and we was kind of like calling out for the dog to come out. But we didn't know that the dog wasn't far back in the compound where it was. If it was far back, we will have the time to run away to get to, you know, where we wanted to get to, so it can't catch us, right? But the dog was round the corner, so we didn't know. So when we were doing that, expecting the dog to come from the top end, the dog came from around the corner and it was closer than we thought it was. So we started running, right? So I'm at the back running, everyone's ducked out. I'm trying to run. You know what I mean? Trying to run.
and then it clipped you on your bum.
Just before the dog bites you, right? There is a cold feeling. You feel it. You know that it's about to. It's about to. You know, it literally is there, right? And that is the pressure that the top teams and the top, you know, whoever's top of the league, that's the pressure you're gonna feel.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel that dog chasing you. And when that dog gets closer and it's 1 point and it's 2 points. Last season we felt it. Don't you dare think we didn't feel the pressure from Liverpool when it was 1 point behind and it was the last day of the season. The last game of the season, we're 2 down. That was the moment when the dog was literally about to bite, but we managed to get away. Do you know what I mean? And those kind of pressure,
oh my God,
physical pressure I'm talking about, that Arsenal are not going to just coast all through and not feel. Man City are not going to coast all through and not feel, because guess what? There's somebody else that is going to put that pressure on us, which is Man United. You cannot rule them out. You cannot.
True.
Official Man City. These Man City fans they're just too. I don't know. They're just too.
But I'm
cocky.
talking,
I don't know.
But
you know what? Yeah. But you know what? Yeah. You know what? Of course. See, Glasgow Red Charts. Are you there?
Mate. Yes.
See, Glasgow Red Charts. How do you see that game going? Man City versus Manchester United. Manchester United, they are Old Trafford. And see, yeah, Manchester City haven't beaten Manchester United at home in space of some years. I think the last time they actually did something like that was where?
It was last season, bro.
Check your mobile.
Bro, at home.
Yeah.
It was last season, bro.
No. In the Premiership. In the Premiership.
Yes, 2-0.
2-0. In the Premiership.
Hey, anything you forget.
When we had about, I think it was 26 passes and a goal.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, in that same 2021, Man United beat you at home. They beat you at the Etihad. Yeah. But apart from that, it's been a long time. They've actually won Manchester United at home. So Glasgow Red Charts, how do you see that game going?
It's going to be a lot closer than what the first game was, that's for sure. Man United have picked up form. Rashford is firing.
CFCOG, you can flip the script at any time. Continue, Glasgow.
Obviously Rashford's now banging in the goals. I'm happy for the guy because he deserves it. He's been in the wilderness for a wee while now. So yeah, for play to him. But mate, Man City, this is a time in the season where Man City eventually do start to kick on, do start to get a grip of themselves. Guardiola starts to get into their heads and tells them, look, listen, you need to keep pushing. Trust me, Liverpool know what it's like to fight with Man City for a title. It's not an easy thing to do. It is fucking it's one of the most difficult things to fucking do. It really is. the pressure of Man City either chasing you down or you having to chase Man City.
Like the dog in Nigeria.
Unbelievable. And that is one of the reasons Liverpool's fell off this season, because the pressure eventually got to our team.
Got to your team, right? Yeah.
So can Man City still win this league? 100% Man City can still win this league.
That is favourite, right?
Yeah, that's still
at this moment in time.
After Chelsea, they became favourite again.
Arsenal probably the favourites this moment in time.
Wow.
So OG, did you say Chelsea?
Well, so when they played Chelsea the first time and you beat us 1-0, the game 4, you guys weren't favourite to win it in the odds. But when you beat us 4-0 in the FA Cup, they made you favourites again on all the bookies. So no one's making money on Man City winning the league again. You can make some money on Arsenal.
CFCOG, do you think Man City would do Man United dirty at Old Trafford?
I mean, you know, I like making fight comparisons. This reminds me of a fight where, you know, when you get one fighter that hates the other and he's like, I don't care about his belt, I hate him. Yeah, that's what Man United, forget the championship. We just want Man City. Man City is like, let's not focus on this hate. Let's just try to get the championship. So your eyes on different prizes. But as I said, Man United back is trending. And I'm like, they are back to a degree. But let's just say you do play well. You finish 3rd or 2nd. And, you know, you go to the FA Cup semi-finals and you go to the Europa Cup. I don't know, you maybe lose against Arsenal. Who knows? If Man United play well throughout the whole season and win nothing, what does that mean? You're back?
No.
But also,
you have to win something, isn't it?
Yes.
You need a performance, and without win, and I don't see United win the FA Cup. I think you guys will get that. I don't see you guys win Europa Cup. I even think Arsenal win Europa Cup, like because a lot of Arsenal's like, oh, we don't want the Europa Cup. That means there's no pressure, which lets them play better. I think in Europa Cup, who else do they have? I think Juventus and Athletic, Barcelona are in it. Barcelona, I forgot. So I don't think you can win Europa Cup. I don't think you win FA Cup, and you're not winning the league. So you're back performance-wise, but you ain't won nothing. You know what I mean?
But are they true?
But again, Man United have been winning games. See, yeah, of course, Man City, they can turn up at any time and beat any team at any time. But the way Man United are getting points this season, it's a shock to me.
You know, I said something earlier. I said consistency, winning games, especially against the lesser teams, and that is what a team like Manchester City they've been consistent with in seasons ago, because that is the key to winning.
So you admit you're going to lose to the bigger teams,
and even if we lose to City, trust me, if we can.
What if you play Barcelona?
Barcelona are not really, you know, they're not how.
All right, what if you play Arsenal in Europa Cup semi-finals?
Well, sentiments aside,
that's two legs.
Yeah, of course. Sentiments aside, Arsenal too, they are favourites to win the Europa League, if you know what I mean. But if you're bringing Barcelona into the picture, of course, they are like every other team who is struggling right now. You know,
the top of the table.
Yes, they are, because they're not really in the best of form. You know, you look at defensively, they're having problems. Even attacking wise, they're having problems. Lewandowski is class, of course, but he's not giving that numbers he used to give when he was at Bayern Munich. So there are a lot of problems in that team, and it's not magic or rocket science. But Xavi knows this, even Laporta knows this. So it's definitely a process for them too, as it is for Manchester United. So I think the level can actually be the same. So don't say anybody who is saying Barcelona right now is ahead of Manchester United. Trust me, I think that person is just.
I'm gonna come to Glasgow Rangers. I'm gonna come to Glasgow, right? I'm gonna come to you, Glasgow, right? I've turned up the heat on Chelsea. I've turned up the heat on United, right? I'm gonna turn the heat up on you now, right? You signed Gakpo, right? Now, tell me something, right? I want to know something, right? Diaz is fit. Hold on, I want to know something. Diaz is fit, right? Diaz is fully fit. Let's say it's the start of the season, or Diaz comes back. Diaz is fully fit. Obviously, Mo Salah has got a mansion on right wing, right? Nobody's actually coming into his house. Mo Salah has actually got one of them Nigerian dogs protecting his house. You don't even.
That's the problem. Right?
So Mo Salah has got the right wing protected. Diaz is fit. We all know that Diaz came and Diaz did his bits. Diaz did bits in this league, you know, when he first came, right? Diaz is fit. Mo Salah is fit. Where does Gakpo play? Talk to me.
Well, you can play Gakpo in one or two positions. You can play him. You can either play Gakpo and Diaz are very interesting players. What you could do with both of them.
Say that again, sorry.
Gakpo and Diaz are very interesting players. What you could do is play one on the left hand side and play one as number 10. Both players will work in the number 10 role. Just behind.
Who plays your number 10 role now?
The number 10 role now. We don't really
play. Bobby play.
Okay, so you're basically asking for formation change for Gakpo you just signed.
Yeah.
Ooh. Do you think that's what they signed him for? Do you think they signed him for a formation change?
I think Jurgen Klopp wants to go in a different direction. I think he wants to try and get away from the 4-3-3 because I think he's seen and he's been able. Teams have figured that out. Teams have known for years if they're putting up on 4-3-3, they know exactly how we're going to play.
But again, is it the time you need to think? I'm talking of course, from Klopp's point of view perspective. Is this the time? Because what Onome is saying is very relevant, of course, because of this Cody Gakpo and it's coming to the league. But should he be tinkering with the whole formation right now? Right now, you need points. You don't need to tinker with the whole.
I don't think Klopp is trying to tinker. You know, it looks like a panic buy to me because. The news just broke up. The news just broke out.
He's good.
No, but there's a point. Glasgow Red Chats, come on, brother. There's a point there. Because Man United were linked to this guy. Arsenal was linked to this guy. And then suddenly you guys came into the fray. There was no too much talk. You guys were in and bought this guy. So I'm not saying it's correct, but I'm saying let's listen to what Toby is saying, you know.
Sorry, let me buttress my point before you come in, please. Let me buttress my point. The thing is, before you sign a player, of course, you know, you must get into the transfer window, get your scouts, and you know, we'll start hearing news before the actual D-Day where the transfer activity happens. And that has been the case for Manchester United. You know, the reports has actually been Manchester United is close to signing Gakpo. Gakpo close to Manchester United's son. Even Fabrizio Romano has actually, you know, a lot of news, a lot of information, updates on that Gakpo situation. But I have never, you know, it has never occurred to maybe any Liverpool fan, yes, per se, particularly of that idea of signing Gakpo. Not until
Zuberi. Oh my God. Guys, look at this chart from Zuberi. Big ups to Ladimus Prime, our big friend of this channel. Ladimus Prime, thanks for coming to the show. Chelsea Dan, my brother, thanks for coming to the show. Zuberi is saying here, I scouted him since April. Bro, I don't think it's true, man. Zuberi, shout out to you. I respect you and all that, but bro, I don't think it's true, man. Because all these guys here, Arsenal was the one that was in the run-in for Cody Gakpo. I've all forgotten. I even did a show based on this.
Arsenal and Manchester United, those two.
Yeah, they were in. And then Liverpool came from nowhere. How in God's name, Zuberi, are you telling me that you scouted him since April? I don't believe it. It's not true, Zuberi. I don't believe it, bro.
Let me answer the question, more.
Nah, he said it. He said it on YouTube, bro.
Zuberi, I need you on the show. When are you going to come in? Bro, hit us up, Red Chart. Hit us up.
Tony, you're all saying, was Gakpo a panic buy? I get where you're coming from on that one because it looked as if he was going to Manchester United. Now, I've heard this from many fans ever since we've seen him. The reason they're coming out with this kind of bullshit and rubbish talk is because they couldn't get the deal over the line because they can't afford him. Because they're skint, they ain't got no money. So that is why the United fans are coming out with all this fucking bullshit that he was a panic buy.
How are they getting Mudryk?
Liverpool, the reason it was capped so quick, you think about quite a lot of our deals. You think about Luis Diaz, there was no talk about Luis Diaz. Liverpool went in, bang, signed. You think about Fabinho, no talk about Fabinho. Liverpool went in, bang, signed. Well, we Liverpool do this. We do our best business when nobody knows about it. So you can't turn around and say Liverpool weren't interested. The manager actually says, if you actually read Pep Linda's book, Pep Linders actually talks about Gakpo in his book.
No, but again, how can you guys say you guys were scouting him since April? I don't believe
We should have heard
man.
the news. We should have
We
heard
should have heard the
something.
news.
Right.
Bro,
No,
bro.
Tony,
Wait.
hold on.
Hey. Onome, even you guys that are scouting, you guys have a good scouting network. Even if you guys are that discreet when you guys are scouting, somehow it comes out on the papers. How come, as Liverpool, been scouting Cody Gakpo? I've been scouting Cody Gakpo since April, according to my big friend here, Zuberi in the charts. How can you guys be scouting this guy since April and no papers heard it? No papers heard it. No journalist said it. Romano never talked about it. Come on, guys. It was a panic buy. In a way.
Romano talks absolute bullshit. Romano was on the money. He was on the money.
Romano is one of the most. See, I don't know whether you like it or not, John. Romano is one of the biggest authorities when it comes to transfers.
Yeah,
whether we like it or not. I know people are not really that okay with him, but whether we like it or not, he's one of the biggest authorities when it comes to transfer market in the business right now, John.
Answer one question, Bob. Was he on a Man United YouTube channel 24 hours before saying the Gakpo has signed for Manchester United? Then within a few hours, Liverpool had the deal wrapped up and done.
Yeah, it happens. That's transfer activities for you.
He
A player can complete a medical with a club, then all of a sudden.
But again, it happened. It happened with Obi Mikel. Have we forgotten about Obi Mikel? He signed for Man United. Of course, he has already done a medical for Manchester United, and the money came in. It turned his head, and of course, he went to Chelsea. What are we talking about here, John? It's no shame to say it's a panic buy. It's no shame. Many clubs panic buy.
I tell you what, if it was a panic buy, it's a fucking good panic buy.
JoaoFelix is a panic buy, so there's no shame in admitting that.
He's not a buy. He's not a buy.
Guys, calm me down. Listen up. When it comes to panic buys, right?
Hold on. Look at CSCG.
Listen up. When it comes to you know.
Okay. Panic loan.
Onome went off. Drop it like his heart.
Onome went off. Okay. See, good and okay. See, let's go into this one. Yeah. Liverpool versus Brighton. They'll be playing on Saturday. See, Glasgow Red Sharks. You'll be at Brighton. It's a big one. Arsenal went down there and bit them up. Good and okay. But you saw how they came back, how they tried to come back, right? Good and okay. Do you think you have the cojones? Do you have the balls to go into Brighton and bit these guys up? With Mitoma looking right in your face. Trossard looking right in your face. Do you think you can go to the den of the beast down there and try and conjure something up against Brighton, Glasgow Red Sharks?
In all honesty, the way we're playing at the minute, if we turn up to Brighton the way we turned up against Wolves and the way we did against Brentford, then I don't see where we get the win from. I'll be totally honest. I'm not one of these deluded fans that just thinks that Liverpool we're going to win. No, if you want to win, you need to show up. And Liverpool for the last two games have not showed up. We played our best team against Wolves, against a B-side Wolves team. And we couldn't get the win. That is absolute pathetic. It's an absolute disgrace. It should never happen to a club like Liverpool Football Club. Should never happen. So if we don't show up...
Trossard scored a hat-trick, right?
Pardon me?
Did Trossard score a hat-trick last time?
I think so. I believe so, mate.
When he drew 3-3?
Yes, I believe so. But...
yeah, I think Trossard scored a hat-trick.
Lightning don't strike twice.
It's a big one. Jordan Heyman, big ups to you. Always a big supporter of my channel. Jordan, big ups to you, man. Jordan Heyman, big ups to you. Amy Baba, Ladimus Prime, of course, in the charts. Afro Thunder and Zuberi, big ups to you, my brother, for coming around. Continue, Red Charts.
Well, with that being said, do I believe we have the capability of going there and winning? Yes, we 100%. We've got the capability. The players in this team are good enough to go get that win. It's just whether they decide to show up or not. And that is different. It's whether your club decides to make any changes, because going from the other night, the tactics weren't fantastic. It didn't work for me at all. We need to make signings in this transfer window. We need to make them fast. If we don't make them, if we don't sign at least two midfielders in this January transfer window, then I don't see us finishing top 4.
It's difficult. Okay. It's difficult with January transfers though, because you know your top players don't move in January and come and make that big of a difference in your team from January. It's very rare. So I think
it is right.
But if you have the money, you can make those transfers. Cody Gakpo is a big signing. Cody Gakpo is a big signing. If you have the money and you can transact businesses and you have a good transacting team, you will get big players in January market, in the January transfer window. Come on, Arsenal is on the verge of spending almost £100 million for Mudryk, Mudryk, who's one of the most important players in Shakhtar Donetsk, and it's on the verge of signing for Arsenal. JoaoFelix, whether we like it or not, is an influential player, and it's coming down to Chelsea on loan.
Guys, so I've turned up the heat on all three of you here. Now to you, Tony. You've just mentioned Mudryk, right? You just mentioned Mudryk that you're going to sign for 80-something million or 100 million, right?
Yeah, definitely.
My question to you is the same I just asked to Glasgow over here, right? He's in. They're all fit. Who do you start? Tell me your front 4. Who do you start? I'm talking Gabriel Jesus is fit, because guess what? He's going to be here when Gabriel Jesus gets back, right? Gabriel Jesus is fit. They're all fit. Who do you start? Tell me your starting front 4. I just want to know your front 4. Not
Onome, yeah. One thing you need to know is that, all these games this season is coming thick and fast. We have, and mind you, we're battling on all fronts, We're battling in the Premiership, we're battling in the FACUP, we're battling in the Europa League. There'll be enough for everyone to play. You don't need to fit everyone at the same time. You can genuinely allow players to rest. You can keep Saka on the bench in an FA Cup game and give Mudryk a run into that spot for Saka. And the good thing about Mudryk is that he plays anywhere within the midfield. Anywhere within the midfield.
Is he a midfielder? I thought he was a winger.
No, he's a winger, but he can. That's why I'm telling you, Mikel Arteta knows how to spot these players that are multi-dimensional. He likes multi-dimensional players. That's how he thrives. See, well, of course he learned from the best, right? Of course, I'm not knocking down Pep, but he learned from him. And of course, you learn how to use players sparingly. You learn how to multi-dimensionalize these players in a team and use them appropriately in different areas. I would start at Gabriel Jesus, because I know he has all this, of course, how he plays. Gabriel Jesus, his flair, his pressing, of course, I can put him there. Eddie will resort to the bench, definitely. Saka would start for me. Martinelli on the left, tucked in beside the striker, or just just behind Gabriel Jesus. To be very sincere, I might explore with Mudryk, because he's fast, he's strong on the ball, he's tall, 6 foot plus, he could run, pacey, he could literally cause damage down there. And, Odegaard can actually fight it out with him in a way.
Okay.
That's how I say it. And again, Saka is one of the most abused players in this league. Why I say is that he's one of the most abused players in this league is that, see, they kick him for fun, and he has no protection. Even if he's an English guy, he got no protection from these bozo referees that are there. Of course, we know we have bozo referees in this league. All of them, all of them are all bozos. So he has no. No, it's not disrespect. Look at check out the officiating of these guys. It's wrong. You know, they're all bozos. But
Tony,
you know what? Yeah, they offer this guy no protection.
I know the disrespect, bro.
It's always been kicked about. No, sincerely, it's always been kicked about. Even if it's English, it gets no protection. Anyway, unless you're from a so-called club, you know, that the fan is gloating right now, you know, and very angry at this. If you come from Man City, of course, you know, the referees, you know, will clap for you. Even just look at Erling Haaland. He should have gotten a red card in the last 2 matches. But no cards. They don't bring out cards for them. And they protect all the players. But Saka is not being protected. I genuinely do think that Mudryk can come in there and help Saka a bit. At least give him a little bit of a rest. That kid has tried.
Okay, Tony, you give yourself a rest now, right? Cool.
Of course. That's why I kept quiet.
You touched on a lot of topics, just going around all the clubs. I got one final question before we end the show, right? Chelsea, you've got Felix in. Man United, who have you got in Man United? You getting
What a good house.
Chelsea have Crystal Palace on Sunday.
We got Fulham on Thursday.
I'm not, guys. Hold on 1 second, right?
You have
Felix in, guys. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Hold on. Chelsea, you got Felix in.
God.
Yeah.
You're getting Virgus in. You've got Gakpo in. You're getting Mudryk in, right? Out of these 4 players, who do you think is going to make the biggest impact in the second half of the season?
Man. Gakpo.
It's Weghorst, of course. It's Weghorst because it's Weghorst. It's clear.
Oh,
it's going to be Weghorst
because you guys are calling all these trashy players, all these trailer park players. Oh my God, are you serious?
And on that note, guys, everybody's going to say their player. So I will give this show back to Tony and let Tony end the show because we've done almost an hour. But yeah, good show. But you know, because I'm hosting the show today, we didn't get to attack Man City. So I will let you guys ask me one question so I can answer. So who's asking me the question?
Guys, attack him, man. Man City.
Why is Morris
enjoying
Algerian?
I'm not going to attack.
One person. What's the question?
I'm not going to attack Man City for a
Well,
team.
I am. Why the hell is he flipping Algeria?
I'm going to let you away with it. And what I'm going to ask you is, how many points are you going to win the league by comfortably?
The disrespect. No, the disrespect.
Listen, I'm not gonna disrespect Arsenal.
This is what I have to. Right? This is what I have to battle with. Ladimus, if you're in the chart, this is what I have to. Because sometimes you would say, Ladimus would say, this is the disrespect I'm talking about, Ladimus.
My question.
This is it.
Right? Let me answer. I'm not gonna disrespect Arsenal or anybody else. Right now, we are just that dog that is trying to just bite their bum. That's all we are right now, right? Until we eventually get so close and bite the bum, that's when I'll be able to give a true reflection and a true picture. What I will say is this. We've got 2 games against Arsenal. When we play those 2 games, that's when that dog that I'm talking about in Nigeria, you're going to know what that dog looks like. You're going to feel what that dog looks like. You're going to see what that dog looks like. Just remember that dog. When we play against you twice, you will experience what I experienced when that dog bit my bum all those years ago when I was little. Because guess what? We are going to come biting. That's not to say we're going to win. I'm just saying.
Chelsea OG, we're talking about wolves, dogs, Alsatians, and all this stuff on the show.
It's a nature channel now.
When it's Arsenal's turn to grab the league, we're not hearing dogs, hyenas, wolves, vampires.
All I'm saying is,
it's only when Arsenal is on top. Only when Arsenal is on top. We start getting the wolves and the hyenas and the dogs coming out.
I want to ask an Omer question.
Okay, good.
All right. Ruben Dias, do you think for how long he's sidelined, and do you think his absence? Because of course, I think he's missed at City because defensively, City they've not really been that strong. They've been conceding funny goals. They don't really keep much of a clean sheet unlike the City we know of before. So do you think with Ruben Dias, first of all, when will Dias be back? And secondly, do you think his absence, could cost City the league? Because they've been dropping points. You look at the game against, was it Brentford? I think they lost 2-1, I guess. Exactly. So they've been dropping some kind of funny points. So do you think a player like Dias will cost City the title? His absence.
Yeah, good question. To be fair, Dias is our best defender. But you know what it is? Pep has a way of making everybody in that team be on their toes and not making you feel comfortable that you are going to be playing week in, week out, and you are the best and stuff like that. Obviously, apart from Kevin De Bruyne and stuff, but even at Kevin De Bruyne, Pep still comes on record to say like he's not at his best right now, keeping him on his toes, right? So I think when Ruben Dias comes back, right, is going to come into the team. But what's happened is Akanji's coming, right, and he's been on fire. Pep loves to play the left footer on the left side of the defense and the right foot on the right side of the defense, right? We had the luxury of playing Stones and Diaz in that season where both of them were really good. But Pep's preference would be a left footer on that side. It just works well for the balance of play. So when Akanji's come in and he's doing so well, you can't then drop him for Diaz. Do you know what I mean? Yes, Diaz is the best defender, but to say he's going to cost us the league, I don't think it's going to cost us the league. I think there's so many different factors that could cost us the league. Do you know what I mean? Because there's something about chasing and the points start getting bigger that is not nice. Because you are under pressure when you're playing your games now, right? They're under pressure as well, yes, but they kind of have room to say, you know what, guys, if we draw today, it's not the end of the world. If we lose today, it's not the end of the world. We're still clear. So they go into the games relaxed, more relaxed than us that are chasing to go, we need to win, guys. We need to be perfect. We need to win. That's where the pressure then adds that advantage. That's why I'm relying so much on the 2 games, home and away, against Arsenal. I'm relying so much on those games. If we play those games and those results were sorted and there's still 5 points clear, I'll be worried. But I'm not so worried because I know that in those 2 games, it's now up to you guys to say, we're going to beat you and we're going to go clear. It's up to us and I say, we're going to beat you and we're going to get closer and we're going to get closer. It's all to play for.
Okay, good. See, guys, before we even round up this show, it's good we talk about Chelsea Football Club, right? Let's just give out a little time for Chelsea Football Club. See, Chelsea Football Club, CFCOG. See, JoaoFelix just came in, right? Good and okay. Separate. That's a separate one altogether. Many Chelsea fans are calling for the head of Grahamporter. Do you know what? When I looked up this Monday and I saw that Grahamporter is still the Chelsea Football Club coach, well, I was shocked because after that defeat, the second time from Man City, I thought he was going for real. But are you comfortable? Are you comfortable with Grahamporter still in charge of that team, CFCOG? And how do you see your chances against Crystal Palace? They've been the whipping boys for the past 3-4 matches for all these teams to just step their toes on them. Do you think you have the cojones? Do you have the balls to go in there? Of course, I'm more worried about. Do you think you can beat them generally? Yeah. Do you think someone with that courage to beat them?
Yeah. I'm more worried about Fulham than City, than Palace. I mean, I can't remember last time we lost. Palace, we beat them last time, just not too long ago, when I believe Gallagher scored his first and won his only goal. And I'm worried about Fulham. We got Fulham twice there. We got Fulham twice, yeah. So I'm more worried about man like Willian doing the bookie dookie, coming back to his former club and scoring. And then there's people like Mitrovic who's going to be come back for the second game. So I mean, listen, this whole month is covered by London derbies. We've got West Ham as well, and then it's just London derbies. When we're not leaving home, we're all traveling local. We're taking TFL with our Oyster Pass, yeah. But listen, if we lose against Liverpool, I could see, some Chelsea fans will actually be sensible enough to say, yeah, okay, they're a big club. Liverpool found their way again, maybe. But if we start to lose against teams like Fulham or draw against teams like Fulham and Crystal Palace and West Ham, maybe with just one win out of those games, Even Potter is not immune. You know, even no one's immune to getting sacked. No one. So, yeah, man.
But no disrespect. Fulham has been a very, very big
I
team.
was going to say that right now.
Season. They're not pushabouts. They're not pushabouts, right?
I agree.
Yes.
So it's a tough one on tomorrow for you guys.
Well, the first one doesn't have Mitrovic. Apparently, he's not playing. But the second game, he's there. So, you know what I'm saying?
It's going to be a tough match for Chelsea.
Wow, because if Chelsea doesn't pull this off on Thursday, and they go into that match, that crunch match on Sunday, and lose to Crystal Palace or draw to Crystal Palace in any way, that's a relegation battle for you guys, right? You know that, right, CFCOG?
Who said that? Shut your relegation battle.
No. It's tense, right? No, it's tense, right? They're in tense
but
position.
what I was going to say next was every single manager, no matter what the club is, no matter how small or big the club is, even teams that come from the Championship and fighting relegation, they most probably sack their manager once you touch the relegation spot for a little while. That's nothing to do with it's Chelsea. That's any football team in the world. Even the team that won the playoffs and should get relegated because they didn't spend no money, even they sack their manager for fighting relegation. If we somehow find ourselves fighting relegation, but I don't think that's gonna happen, man. That's like
CFCOG. You know what? Yeah, if this camera turns off right now, are you confident when this camera is off and you turn to your luxury bed down there, because I know you have a luxurious bed down there? Do you think you want Grahamporter out of the football club? Sincerely, are you comfortable with that idea, seeing him out of the club? Jose Mourinho came out today and it was like saying, you know what? Many other coaches have won trophies in Chelsea Football Club.
Well, you mentioned
won
Mourinho,
a trophy down there. I won a trophy down there. All these guys have won trophies down there. It's a place. It's a stomping ground if you need to get trophies. It's how the pressure upon Grahamporter. If you turn off this camera right now, do you think you want Grahamporter in? Or are you just doing it for the cameras?
Listen, I'm not Grahamporter in or out. I'm not going to be shocked like I was with Tuchel and Mourinho. I was like, oh, they got sacked. No. Like, if Grahamporter went out the next day, I wouldn't be like, oh, no, I didn't see this coming. But at the same time, I'd be like, that's deep. But I'm not in or out, As I said, I'm going to let some more things unfold, like transfers and results. And honestly, let him go all the way. Let him get either he becomes a champion.
Take you guys to relegation battle. I call him the Arsenal agent. I want him there to actually run you guys to the ground. I would love it. I would love it.
For a hot minute last year.
See, Onome, do you think Grahamporter should at least take some responsibility for these losses that have been? See, it's good and okay. We know you have injuries here and there, but as a football coach, you have to set up your team properly and make do with the team you already have, right? So when you're not getting these results and you're in a big football club like Chelsea Football Club and you're not churning out the results, even if you don't have the personnel, good and okay, but I still think you can grind out some result against some of all these smaller teams, and you're not getting it. And even with the big teams, you're not getting it. So there's something not right about this. Onome, do you think this guy should be out? That same question goes to Red Chart and to you too, Toby, my friend. But Onome, you hit us up with that.
For me, I just feel like the guy's coming to Chelsea. He's not been able to impose his style of play. He's not been able to impose his players, his ideas. To be talking about his job after 7 games, I just think is a bit disrespectful. And people are just going by history to say, oh, Chelsea sack managers for less and stuff like that, right? Yeah. But for me, he needs to be given the time to actually impose his style of play, impose his players, and have a pre-season. Have a pre-season. He didn't have a pre-season at Chelsea. He needs to have a pre-season, play friendly games where he's able to try different things and stuff and know his strongest 11, right? Right now, it seems like he's just getting any player signed for him and stuff, and he needs to fit them into a system or the system that he wants to play. His job should not be spoken about, right, at all. Because at the same time, like we made reference before, Pep Guardiola did not win a trophy in his first season at Manchester City. right? Mikel Arteta, not so long ago, Arsenal fans were calling for him out. Do you know what I mean? You need to give people a little bit of time so that they can impose their style of play into, you know what I mean? Like I like to make mention to
but again, you're being unfair to people like Mikel Arteta, who didn't have any preseason, but they wanted his head out of the, they wanted him out in that, even in that same season. They wanted him out of the football club. It's not being fair to people like him too, who didn't have a preseason. It came 8 in the first round. They wanted him out immediately. So it's not being fair to him. And again, this is the Premiership. If you're not churning out those results, you have to get ready to go.
Okay, so should Mikel Arteta have gone then? Is that what you're trying to say?
No. I'm just saying that if we're applying the same rules you just stipulated right now for Grahamporter, then it will be quite unfair to a coach like Mikel Arteta. He didn't have a preseason with Arsenal. And after he came 8, people wanted his head out. Even that same season, they didn't want to give him another chance. They called for his head immediately. They wanted other managers. So it's not unfair to actually criticize the work of Grahamporter right now.
Exactly. So you're actually supporting my point.
Yeah, you're supporting his point.
He should be given time. You're actually supporting my point to say he should be given time because Mikel Arteta, if we applied the same rule, Mikel Arteta was given time, and guess what? He's top of the league right now, right? So he should be given time to impose his. Let me tell you something, right? Chelsea, I don't know if you noticed, right? The game against City, the first game, the league game against City, right? Did you notice that he actually done something very tactical that I was actually impressed with at the beginning of the game? He played Raheem Sterling central, right? And if he didn't get injured, that could have been a completely different game.
So now we're not doing if, but, when, next tomorrow, day before
what
tomorrow, if, but,
That's what
when. See, it's a Premiership. You're cutthroat. If you don't get those results, you will be sacked. That's what I feel.
Yeah, but you didn't sack Arteta. You didn't sack Arteta.
Do you think Potter should still remain in that job? Do you think Potter should still remain in that job? Because I get it. They don't have the personnel. I get it. But you know what? Yeah, I was watching that game. I was doing a watch along. In that matchup for Man City in Chelsea Dance Channel. And to be very sincere with you, I wasn't happy with the gameplay. It was disappointing because I do feel like you should have set up that team properly. I know you don't have you don't have the players to do it, but still, you still have to set up properly. At least lose with your head held high or something like that. Glasgow Red Charts. See, when you're managing a football club like Chelsea Football Club, and in nine games, you've only won one. You've only won one game, and that one game you won was against Bournemouth. Do you think that guy should still be in the helms of affairs in Chelsea Football Club?
I think it's possibly a wee bit unfair to ask for a second of you, if we understand. One winning name.
I mean, people are calling for the head of Klopp, so even Chelsea fans are saying, let him get off. They don't care, so don't owe anyone anything. You can always speak your mind,
One name is not good enough for Chelsea Football Club. I don't think he's right manager for Chelsea. I don't think he's big enough manager. I don't think he can manage the egos that are in that Chelsea dressing room. I think it's too big of a job for him too soon. Now you say one win and nine. They've had 11 wins in all competitions this season. That for Chelsea Football Club is absolutely ridiculous. So if you're going to the stats and you're going to facts they got there, then does he deserve to get sacked? Possibly, yes.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. See, Toby, even your club legend was disgraced. They pushed him out of the football club.
Mahrez, bro.
They pushed him out of the football club. See, should Grahamporter, who has no credit in the bank, no cash in the bank, he didn't win any FA Cup. Onome, you have to remember, Mikel Arteta won the FA Cup in his first season. He had cash in the bank. Grahamporter, Chelsea have no loyalties to this guy. They have nothing. Yeah. Tuchel even had more credit in the bank. He miraculously won the Champions League for them. He had cash in the bank, for them to actually think twice before they actually sack him. But you know what, Toby, what do you think? With Grahamporter, no cash in the bank, no credit in the bank, in 10-9 games, only one game won against Bournemouth, the low of the lowest in the league, do you think that guy should keep his job? Because responsibility should be taken, right?
Yeah, of course, responsibility should be taken, but at the same time, I think he's the bait. How do I mean? How do I mean? The owner of Chelsea, he since the takeover, I think he has been trying to be more of a dictator. I said this before. How do I mean? He enforces,
But bro, he spent 300 million, 300
Let the brother
million.
land.
Bro, how can you spend 300 million
Let him
of your
land.
own money on players and you
Tony,
don't
Tony, let
want to
him
be a
speak, man.
dictator? Are you serious?
Yeah,
Are you
Tony,
kidding
let
me?
him speak, man.
It is
Tony,
money.
let him speak. Tony, let him
so
speak.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to chip that in.
all right. So he enforces his authority, his power on that football club, and I'm sure most of the players will not be happy with that. If you know what I mean. You
Yeah.
you have a manager who won you the Champions League since, was it Villaboas, who last won the Chelsea Champions League?
Shout out One Touch TV, our friends, our partners. Big ups to you, One Touch.
So
Real guy there, man. Love this guy,
since
man. One
Andre
Touch, big ups.
since Andre Villaboas won the Champions League for Chelsea, this
Yeah.
is Potter came in. I mean, sorry, Tuchel came in, and the most prestigious club competition being the Champions League. He won the league for you, the Champions League, and because you are having a kind of run of form, a kind of poor run of form, the manager and the owner just thinks he can just exercise his power and his authority and let's go of Potter. And to be honest, I think the players, the Chelsea players, they are mentally down, they are psychologically down, truth be told. And you are getting Potter, who had a project at Brighton. He had a project at Brighton, and he's coming into a Chelsea team who is dysfunctional at the moment. And like you said, and which is normal, he's supposed to have a preseason with these players. He's supposed to have, a close relationship with these players. But unfortunately, he came in at a point where the Premier League is on motion. The race
I love
for
that. It's a motion.
there's a motion, yes, and the race for the top four is on, the heat is on, is more intense because you look at the likes of Manchester, you look at the likes of Newcastle in the fray, in the spotlight. So that's why I said Potter is the bait here. Tuchel should have been given more time, and Chelsea fans should realize that Boehly is the problem. He's the problem. You see,
But again, how can he be the problem when
because
he's dishing
buys
out money? He's literally bringing out money to buy players.
Listen,
I have a problem with that.
The big question mark hinges on this. Is it just on buying players? You don't just buy players, or you don't just say because the money is there, you buy players. And is Potter in support, or their philosophy, or are they in tandem? Are they in alignment? Is Potter in the same the same shoe, or is in the same agreement with Boehly? Like, okay, this is the player I want. Because to me, it's seeming like a man, like an owner who just sees a player. Maybe he hears a club is interested in a player, or he does a little scouting, activity, and he goes straight up for that player.
Okay, wait. CFCOG, do you want to tell me now that Potter has no hand in signings coming into Chelsea Football Club?
Like that.
Is that what you want to say right now? That it doesn't have any hand in bringing Fofana, Carlos, these guys into the league? Is that what
we're
you want to
getting
say?
People in now. Whoever we get now is his guy. JoaoFelix is his guy. That's it. Yes. Yeah, Cucurella is already his guy. Technically, that don't really count. And I think he does like Sterling. Well, the idea of Sterling, but so he basically got 2 or 3 people that he'll say are his. The rest of it,
exactly,
it's his. The rest of them are not his. But anyone he buys now, of 100%, they're his. Or else he should be like, no, they're not mine. That's it. I'm sure Todd Boehly quit for a reason. He quit. He's not sporting director. He doesn't want numbers. He's like, you know what, Potter and Vival and Winstall, you take care of the rest. I'm stepping back. I'm just signing the checks for you guys.
And every player, and every manager. If you look at it, football has evolved. It has transitioned. Managers want players that fit into their style. I think we said this thing earlier when we started the show. Managers want that, and of course, Potter doesn't seem like he's having that majority of the times. You know, it looks like what my bro said here right now. I've got the cash. I'm gonna get you players. Then you do your job. Which, of course, it doesn't work that way anymore. And obviously, they will not be the kind of players who suits Potter. You know, who Potter wants to fit into his system and his game plan.
Yeah.
So Bowley needs to, you know, he needs to.
He needs to fix up, right? Good and okay. We're going into this last segment, yeah. I think Onome, because Onome he has something to do. So
I'm not even gonna lie, Tony, man. I gotta call it a day, man.
Yeah, I know, but you have to talk about the North London Derby a bit, even if it's 7 minutes. Not London Derby. You know, your prediction.
Let me give my few takes on that as well.
Yeah. So, guys, let's talk about the North London Derby. It's gonna be short, and then we can all go home. See, the North London Derby. Arsenal is going down to White Hart Lane. See, yeah, we all know that Nottingham Hotspurs are not really that good at home this season. They've been at the back end of series of beatings at home this season. Newcastle, Aston Villa have had joys at the lane. CFCOG, what do you think? Not London Derby on Sunday.
When I think about North London Derby, I just think about expressions these days, man. He's always reacting.
Yeah, so when you highlight his name, man.
He's having a heart attack when he goes to these games, bro. You guys gotta stop giving Tottenham fans heart attacks. I see Deji's been ditching this podcast like for a while. You know what I'm saying?
No, Deji's coming tomorrow, guys. He's coming. And I'm having a very, very big show tomorrow, man. Boot Bands will be here for the first time tomorrow.
I'm tuning in, but I'm going to be in the chats causing trouble.
Causing trouble, right? Yeah, good. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Big up Abramovich, by the way. He's here in Morocco, you know. He lives here in Tangier.
Okay.
So big up.
Okay.
I'm trying to meet him, get some billionaire money link. No, but for real, though, you guys...
What will be your prediction for that match?
You guys give him heart attacks. Like, the only good thing they have is Conte and Harry Kane. I'm so sorry. But Tottenham fans out there, I think you guys are going to get whooped. 3-point lane. Sorry, Alan.
Big ups. Glasgow Red Charts, are you there?
Yes, mate, yes.
Yeah, John, what do you think? Not London Derby, Arsenal goes to the White Hart Lane. And, what do you think is going to happen?
Like, I mean, Spurs normally... Spurs normally win the is it Emirates? Is it?
Anyway, they always win at White Hart Lane somehow, some way. Harry Kane just comes up with some penalties and just hacks it in.
That's what I'm saying. It's a White Hart Lane. It's not the Emirates, sure, it's not.
No, it's not the Emirates. It's at the lane.
Right. Mate, then for me, I gotta go with history. I don't see anything other than a Tottenham win. Unfortunately, but I don't understand because they're absolutely fucking shit. I don't like Arsenal, but I could do a big favour from Arsenal right now in the fucking these bastards. We need to start making up the distance on fucking Tottenham. So please do me a favour.
So what do you think will be the predictions for that? Your predictions for that match? What's your predictions for that match?
I'm gonna go with 1-0 Spurs.
1-0 Spurs. Good and okay. See, Toby, quickly, so that all of us can just go and watch the Man City match or whatever match is coming up. What's your prediction for that match? Eddie Nketia priming with confidence. See, yeah, he scored 8 goals in 7 starts for Arsenal. 21. I think he scored 14 goals in 21 appearances since the start of the season last season. So, what do you think, Eddie Nketia feeling the boots of Gabriel Jesus? What do you think?
It may be, of course, it's a derby match. It's going to be difficult, a very tough match. But I think Arsenal should be able to win the match 2-1. Nketia, like you mentioned, and some of the other lads I think they just played. Was it 3 days ago? The FACUP. So that should give them, a morale to go into the match. And Tottenham has not really been. They've been very poor defensively. So
defensively,
Arsenal will
Yeah.
exploit them. They will exploit them in that area. So Arsenal
Yeah.
2-1.
2-1. Good and okay. One Touch TV, our big friend here, he says the problem isn't Porter. What Chelsea should have done was given to Chelsea to the World Cup, then make a decision. Bowley acted too early.
Exactly.
Now they
Yeah.
have to deal with it. West London Cowboys thing.
Yes, this is exactly my point. Exactly.
CFCOG. CFCOG. Cowboys. You guys are the Cowboys. You know what? Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us today on the show. Glasgow Red Charts, please shout out your channel. Glasgow Red Charts, are you there?
Yes, mate. Yes, sorry, apologies, mate.
Please shout out your channel, man.
Yeah, you find me on Glasgow Red TV, YouTube, on Twitter, and as always, Tony, thank you very much for having me on, mate. It's always a pleasure to come on your show. You're a very good friend.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you for bailing me out because Baz, of course, is he runs the show too with me.
I'm always there. Anything you ask me, mate, I'm there for you. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Nice to meet NUFC. Big up.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah. CFCOG, are you there? CFCOG, are you there? Okay, CFC is run out. Toby, please shout out your channel, my brother.
Yeah, of course. On Instagram _MUFC Global, Manchester United content, and that's where you can find me. So it's a pleasure, always. When I come on with my brother here, it's with great mind, great panelists. It's a pleasure actually. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and guys, me and MUFC Global, my friend here, Toby. What? CFCOG, I give you a chance to shout out your channel.
I want to shout out the competition. I've been asking you how to enter the competition. I want to win a bloody shirt. I'm in Africa, man.
Just go to Instagram and then you will see it. Actually, you can just go to my Instagram and just read what's there. I don't think yours is for the jersey. I think yours is for the gift card.
Yeah, I want £50 or 40?
£40.
Give me 50, man.
Just answer the questions, mate. Answer the questions. And also, man, it would be good for you to please share it to your own, to your own.
Yeah, it's literally over there. CFCOG. Type that into Google or Chelsea OG. I usually come up first. Always doing shows. Always having jokes with these guys. I'm getting you one, man. I've only got one Man United fan, and he's a lazy bloody. So he barely comes on. So I'm holding at you, John. But you got to come on soon, man. We got you in like a week and a half. So there you go, bro.
Sure. CFCOG, please help me spread that for the Twitter. Yeah, for the comp. Please help me tweet it, please, so that we can get enough people who could come around. Guys, of course, I've told you about MUFC Global. I'm partnering with him and his channel to bring that competition live for you guys in Africa, Nigeria. And those of you, of course, that are outside Nigeria too, you have a chance of winning gift cards. So just go to the Instagram page and check it out. See ya, guys, tomorrow. This is the big one, the North London Derby preview show. And it's the Minority Report with Deji Sports, 8 p.m. tomorrow. Don't miss this for a thing. See, for the first time on the show, I'm bringing in Boot Band. To come in here, stupid. I'm bringing him. I'm bringing him to. I'm gonna unleash him on Deji Sports tomorrow. So it's going to be a hard. It's gonna be a hard time for Deji Sports. So if you're a fan of seeing Deji Sports on the ropes, guys, don't miss tomorrow's one, man. Tomorrow will be Action Park. I'm bringing in some other mercenaries from the Tottenham.
We got to land the elbow, bro.
Factory. I'm telling you, man, Deji Sports is gonna get a bloody mouth tomorrow. So you guys just get ready, man. Deji Sports, 8 p.m. tomorrow on the Minority Report. The show me and him own together is coming in here. I'm going to talk to one other guy too. Malon Bashmet might be coming in tomorrow. I want to talk to him too. And of course, Boot Bant will be making his debut on my show tomorrow. So just join us 8 p.m. tomorrow, and let's see how it goes. Big ups to everyone. Thank you, everyone. TFCOG, Glasgow Red Charts. Thank you, guys, and see you guys tomorrow. And MUFC, big up to you, my brother. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Take care.
Yeah, see you guys. Yeah.